Okay, we're going to create a database in Access. Within that database, we'll create a table so that you can have an idea of how tables are created. Now, we'll wait for Access to open up. We'll choose a blank database, and here we give the database a name. So we'll call it, we're creating a simple contacts database, I'll call it that. And Access creates a database and brings you to the first table that you need to create. Now here it's saying, okay, you're creating a table and these are the fields. Now, even though you can create the fields here, the best way to do it is to go to the design view. Now it asks for the table's name, we'll call it contacts. And as you can see, it's actually easier here because you can see a lot more about what you're doing. Now, by default, it's highlighted, it's created a field automatically called ID, which it assumes is going to be the primary key. It's going to be an order number, which means every record you add to this table will automatically be given a number. So therefore, that record ID is going to be unique. So, let's put in the remaining data. Now, as you can see, I didn't leave any spaces here. That you can actually leave spaces in a field name or a column name, but it's easier just to keep it as one string. I've said it's text. Now notice that by default it makes the length of the text 255 characters. We'll cut that down to 30 for a last name. We'll give it a caption. The caption is what appears when you create a form. And we will actually let the system do some work for us by saying that it is a required field. So if you try to enter data without entering a last name, it will give you an error message. Now, let's put in the first name, and let's make that 20, and we'll say that we actually do want that to be entered, and the caption will be first name. Now, we're going to put date of birth. Now, the date of birth is not text. We're going to say that it's a date time field. This way, the system will validate that the data that we enter here is valid. But we need to specify what format the date is going to be entered in. So here, we normally enter dates in this format. I mean, we don't put people's birth dates with the date and time because we may not know that. So we'll use short date as the format. We'll put in the caption of date of birth. And we will leave the required out because we may not know the person's date of birth when we're entering the data. Now, let's say we're going to put their address in. It's text. It's 40 characters. Suburb again. And state, we'll leave that as 4. Postcode, we'll make this a number. We know that postcodes are numbers, and they're not very long. There are different types of numbers. We'll make it a simple integer number, and we'll put a caption in here of postcode. Now, we've created a small table here with information. We can modify this later. Let's go up and save it. And there's a simple table created for you.